Welcome to the Carson FS show. This is episode 20. We were at Boys Me World and our journey into pop culture. But hey, buddy, I just want to tell you a short story. Yeah. So there's a bunch of shows. We talked about like the shows that were on kids channels, but those are not actually the ones that we spend most of our time watching. We did watch them, but we also kind of looked down upon our friends who watched them because we thought, you're watching kid shows. हम तो ये बड़े बंदे के shows देखते हैं. Like we used to watch proper. I remember my first show that I talked to you about was a very underrated and kind of under the radar show called My Wife and Kids, which is Marlon Wayans, I think. And it wasn't
Dude,
about.
that was one of your favorite shows, man. On Star World, I still remember.
It was, but it made no sense because that was like the show even as a kid. This is in 2006, so I was, what were we, 12? Yeah, so it wasn't like we could completely relate to a guy who's talking about my wife and kids, like हमें आज भी नहीं पता ना wife है ना kids है, मगर relate करते थे भाई. तो but also one of our shows, like one of our favorite shows from that time, which is also not exactly a kids show, because it wasn't on a kids TV channel, like it wasn't on a kids channel, I guess, but it had kids. It's Malcolm in the Middle, right? And we love that show. And the thing about it is, recently, like my brother-in-law and my sister have been rewatching Malcolm in the Middle, and it's very like मुझे काफी अच्छे लगते हैं सुनकर. Like I relate to them a lot more because like my sister like did watch Malcolm with me, but like she wasn't as big a fan. But my brother-in-law, who's lived a completely different life to mine, and we don't have all that much in common. It's because I'm different, वो तो काफी अच्छा बंदा है. हमारी कहानी यार काफी अलग है, but seeing the fact that they're rewatching it now, and also given the fact that one Malcolm in the Middle is not a show that everybody wants to rewatch. It's not on too many streaming platforms, so they're actually streaming it illegally is like something I appreciate. And the other thing is Malcolm, who was also Agent Cody Banks, who was like a childhood hero. Right, he went on to live a pretty cool life because he was a race car driver, and he's pretty much retired at this point. He's not so much older than us, but magar uski baad, like after being a child actor, he didn't do much more, and I'm very proud of him for that. Like still he's one of my heroes. But Malcolm in the Middle, Dewey, Reese, and all those characters, and also. For those of you that don't know, Breaking Bad is not where we first saw, what's his name? Brian, what?
Bryan Cranston.
Bryan Cranston the first time. He was Hal. He was Hal on Malcolm in the Middle. So to us, it was always weird to, at least me and Coach, that, we saw Malcolm's dad become a drug dealer. But, Malcolm in the Middle, I think, it's like a middle, it's first of all, it's kind of middle school, and they're also very low middle class. So I don't know why we related to this story very much, but it was wonderful. It didn't have too many women, didn't have all that. It didn't have any glamour elements. It was just, I think, here's what I think, bud, and I apologize to your hubby for sounding pompous, but it was a story of a gifted kid, right? Who struggles with the inequalities and the injustices of life. And I think that's why we related to it, because आज भी हमारी वही कहानी है. But I don't know, what do you think, man?
Yeah, no, it's a very good question because I know you like those two shows especially. Yeah. Like, I remember My Wife and Kids and Malcolm in the Middle.
Yeah.
I don't know how I still remember this, but it's just etched in my memory where those are two shows that you really liked, like you watched them a lot.
Yeah.
More so than like the rest of us, But for me, man, I'm completely with you on like Frankie Muniz.
Frankie Muniz. Dude, I'm still surprised by how many names you remember.
No, man, that's one that I can't forget because he was also my childhood hero, man. Like, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I'm also just the fact that when you mentioned that he he ended up doing well in life. It
Yeah.
actually made me happy, like hearing about an old friend, you know.
Same. He was
that
also a
is-
drummer in a band, and the band was big.
No way.
Yeah,
You
but-
know, just because he was in so many of the movies we like there's another one that, man, no one would even have heard of this one today. But you know how we are, like when we like an actor, we've watched
It's
like
the-
probably
it's
his
the-
whole filmography,
Is
right?
it the movie studio one, Big Fat Liar?
Yeah, dude, holy shit.
Called it, buddy. I love that movie.
Man. Dude, no one
Dude, I
other than
hate
you
that
would
producer.
even-
To this day, whenever I see him on any other show, I hate that producer, man.
That's the only thing I can think of is like he was Marty Wolf, you know?
Yeah,
Marty
oh,
Wolf picture.
God damn it, how many names, man? You're something else, buddy.
Dude, I don't even know Suzuki. I was Suzuki watching, but I
Yeah,
just
Big Fat
remember-
Liar is not a
But,
big movie. Like, I'll be honest with you, I don't think anybody's seen it. It's not that big.
It's really not, man. It's like it just disappeared into obscurity as
Yeah.
time went on.
Like, Agent
And
Cody
today,
Banks
like-
is known, but not this.
Yeah, because it was Hilary Duff, right?
Yeah, and that's why he was our
like,
hero. He got Hilary Duff, you know. But I will say this in all honesty, Agent Cody Banks, the first one, had this woman, whose name is, I think, Angelica Huston, who helps him. You remember, like, the older woman who's like his guide? And in my opinion, I had a bigger crush on her than Hilary Duff, and I was very proud of our boy for having done that. I don't know if he actually did that, but like, लगता था. So yeah, Agent Cody Banks was also set in Seattle, Washington, I think. And it was a great movie, buddy. Like, all the shit he got to do. I think that's how we kind of learned how to be charming and just make our way through life, you know? Like, if you believe in yourself, people will let you in anywhere.
I think so, man. And I don't know, maybe I never made this connection now, but now that you mention it, man, the fact that he got Hilary Duff and Agent Cody Banks and Amanda Bynes, man. Like,
Oh,
in Big
dude.
Fat Liar.
Amanda Bynes, man, like, that is another story, you know? Like, I saw a picture of her recently and I felt exactly the opposite of what we're feeling now. I felt bad.
I believe it, man. I mean, a lot of child actors, they
Not to
they go
mention
through, like,
not to mention the goat of that category, you know, Lindsay Lohan, who's also another favorite of ours.
sorry, what was that?
The goat, you know, of that category of having been a child star and going into like a spiral of self-destruction is
like Lindsay.
Lindsay, yeah. But go on.
No, man, Lindsay is the perfect example. That's who I thought of even before I thought of like Amanda Bynes.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second.
Sure.
It's 8045. Yeah, thank you. But yeah, man, I think the fact that Frankie Muniz, just as a child actor, you know, he was with both Hilary Duff and Amanda Bynes. Like, both of them were like, you know, just are like childhood crushes, you know.
Yeah.
And Frankie just had the look for it, you know. Like, even when he was older, he still had like the baby face and like, you know, man, he was the original short king.
Dude, I was just thinking this. Like, he is the only example you can think of a short man who's done well. Like he is the only example you need. Like, anybody who's short and insecure, like, just constantly keep referring to Frankie Muniz.
Honestly, dude, like, it didn't matter at all that he was short, you know? He was just, like,
you remember in
very
Agent Cody Banks, he was stood next to Hillary and, like, he looked like her small brother. But he still pulled that one. He did well.
Yeah, man, definitely, dude. Like, you know, I think I remember Hilary Duff and Lizzie McGuire and how her guy best friend like has a crush on her, right?
Paolo? What was his name?
No, Paolo was the singer, the one that the Italian singer.
Yeah, I was thinking.
But then, there's Gordo, the guy
Gordo,
that likes her.
Yeah.
And
Curly
with
hair.
him, you actually feel
He used to
bad,
play
you
that
know? And then you
stupid.
think,
Apologies. He used to play that stupid game. Hopscotch? Was it? No, it's not hopscotch. With the ball, man. I don't know. I've never seen anybody do it except on Community. The sack. What was it called?
like what? I can't remember this.
Hacky sack. Hacky sack.
What game is that? I don't
It's
think I've seen it.
like you kick around a very like loose ball. It's you've seen Community. Britta has a boyfriend. The Free Spirits guy who I can't remember what his name was. He says hi 3 times. You know, hi, hello, hey there. That guy. He plays the same game and it's pretty weird. But go on.
But no, man, that's interesting. I completely forgot about that. But
Yeah.
I was saying, man, like he's like Frankie was like the guy that Gordo wanted to be, you know, where despite being short, you can pull the girls, you know.
Yeah, dude. Short kings are rare, frankly.
Mm-hmm.
But जब दिखता है वही
That's
like
right.
हमेशा model है उसके साथ.
Oh, bro, Hamisha, yeah, it all. But Frankie was definitely one, you know, like with him, you wouldn't even know the fact he was short, you know, like
Yeah.
it's just he like
Pulled it off. Dude, yeah, Frankie in real life was actually married. I don't know if he's still married. Like I used to follow him on Twitter a while back. He was married to a very pretty woman as well.
I'm not surprised, man. He he was definitely like a charming guy, you know.
Yeah.
You know he's Jewish.
Yeah, dude. Like you know us, we'd not just watch the whole filmography. We'd also know their entire personal lives.
Yeah, definitely. But I just think it's wild, man. Both him and like Amanda Bynes as well.
I did not know Amanda Bynes was Jewish. That's new.
Isn't that wild?
It is. It's like you wouldn't guess that.
Yeah, definitely not, man. I mean, sometimes you can't even tell, dude. Even with Frankie, like,
Yeah, it's not very
like,
easy.
yeah, for sure, man. Like, a lot of them, like, they like blend right in, you know, and like,
Yeah.
in like white America.
Yeah.
But sometimes you can tell, you know, like with Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah, Jerry
Larry
Seinfeld
David.
is very easy. Few others. Larry David again, yeah, very easy. I think it's the nose that gives it away. It's a very racist, very stereotypical thing to say, but I believe in, you know, generalization. In stereotyping, I believe in stereotyping. But
I think so, man, because or hair even, you know, like when
curly hair,
Jonah
yeah.
Hill, dude, like,
Oh, dude, Jonah Hill is like textbook.
honestly, dude, like it's the hair that gives it away off it, you know, like
Yeah.
you have like curly hair and like just this certain look, you know, that it really gives it away.
Even from Superbad, if you think of Michael Cera, very huge.
Oh man, for sure, dude, 100%.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, I was surprised that even sometimes you really cannot tell. Like this guy, what's his name? From High School Musical, Zac Efron.
Zac Efron is hard to tell, yeah, but have you seen how he looks now? He looks kind of... I said this in the first episode that, you know, he was our biggest enemy back in the day because we were always competing against guys like him. But, you know, वक्त तो गुजरते हुए, he looks like shit as well now.
यार वक्त के साथ वैसे हो जाता है अक्सर ये जो but yeah man that'll happen, you know, but bro बंदियाँ उस पे दीवानी हो जाती थी वो देखने का.
And one of the lines I hate the most is, I didn't like High School Musical too much. I thought it was pretty gay. But the when he gives Vanessa Hudgens like a necklace and it says T on it, and she asks, you know, T as in Troy. It's a meme, but like it's one of the dumbest moments in cinema history.
Sorry, what was that last part?
It's one of the dumbest moments, you know, in TV history that, you know, she actually receives a necklace with T on it and she's asking what the T is for.
god,
Like,
dude,
High School Romance is not that dumb, man.
It really isn't, man. I mean, they're still, they're still literate. Like, they're still,
Yeah.
they're taking, like, their SATs and stuff. So,
Sure.
they
But,
should
dude,
know this.
one of my favorite characters in Malcolm is Dewey. And one of my favorite lines is, the future is now, old man. Right? And that's a meme as well. But, like, yeah, when I was younger, I used to say that quite a lot. Because, like, coming into the workforce and, like being able to use Excel, you just felt like that very often.
बिल्कुल कोई शक नहीं यार. I mean, it's just it's become a meme now, but it's something you were down with like even before it was a thing,
Yeah, and Bryan Cranston and the woman who played their mother, they were great actors, buddy. And by the way, Craig Masterson, who plays the eldest brother who's in Alaska, right? He's actually the brother of Danny Masterson, who was on that 70s show, who was Hyde. They're brothers.
What?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Wait, so you're talking about Reese, right?
No, the eldest one. There's one that lives in Alaska. I can't remember what his name was. He was sent off to military school. Do you
No way.
He'd call home. I can't remember what his name was on the show.
I think this is coming back to me. Yeah, there's one who went away, but we never see him with the family, right?
Exactly, and he has like a woman's name. He's in military school. He has a black friend, but I can't remember his name. He has a girl's name. Hold on, I'll Google it. Also, Malcolm is a very rare name for a white kid.
Yeah, it's not common. The only other Malcolm I can think of is Malcolm X.
Same. I was just thinking of Malcolm X. God damn it. Francis.
Malcolm Malfoy.
Malcolm Malfoy, dude, nice. But Francis, that's his name.
That one's hard to forget too, man. I don't know why I remember all the names today, but
Dude,
wasn't it Malcolm Malfoy?
Yeah.
Wasn't it Malcolm Malfoy though, Draco's dad?
Yeah, dude. It was, and dude, I'll be honest. When I was younger and watching Harry Potter, I used to hate Draco Malfoy, but looking back, he's one of my favorite characters. We turned out to be Draco Malfoy in real life.
Yeah, usko bhi bandiyan dekh ke, they really liked him,
Yeah, and dude, what was his line? Potter, he just go. I don't know what the line was, but yeah, I still believe this to this day. Ki the fact that Emma Watson was on Harry Potter is part of the reason why we have such high standards, because she was our age. She's born 1990. But she was our age, around our age, so, and she was, it was fine because we were that age then. We could have found her attractive, we could have had a crush on her, it wasn't legal. But, आजकल भी if you look at the, आपकी भाभी काफ़ी similar है Emma Watson से, कि थोड़ी काफ़ी ज़्यादा खूबसूरत है उसके हिसाब से, मगर I think the same features and the same, I'm not a fan of, what do you call it? The new generation. It's not new, but it's like the trending. What do you call it? Curvy women or any of that. I'm still defined by Emma Watson, and that's my type, and it's been that way since the Sorcerer's Stone. But Draco Malfoy and Emma Watson did date. Draco Malfoy. What's his actual name? I'm not.
That's a good question.
Yeah, I'm not good with names, or at least not in your presence. But he has a very decent name as well. I'm not sure what it was, but the other kids turned out to be absolute, losers. Oh, his name's Tom Felton.
Yeah. Oh, that's his name. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
हाँ bro, उसको देख के भी बंदियां गीली हो जाती हैं, They really like it.
Yeah. But I love his character, man. He's just a dickhead, and I can relate to that 100%. I'm not Harry Potter. I'm not the good guy.
I feel you, man.
Do you remember the stupid kids we went to school with who drew scars on their forehead? Like Harrison is one of
Oh
those
man.
guilty, by the way. Like Harrison, if you're listening to this, just know that even though you're not cool now, you used to be really much, much lamer back then.
Oh dude.
Can you imagine being
Um,
named Harrison, like when Harry Potter was a thing?
Yeah, bro. He was always meant to be referred to as Harry, you know?
Yeah.
Imagine a Harrison Potter. It just doesn't do it for us.
No, it's way too. Like Harry is a pretty dumb first name, by the way. Harrison's better. And do you know this? Like Harrison, like our friend, was named after Harrison Ford. His dad was a big fan of Indiana Jones.
What? No way.
Yeah, buddy. Like कभी कभी यार हमारे जिंदगी की मकसद ही कोई फिल्म ही है. Like I was named after King Fahd, who was known as the Playboy Prince. Like he just parked his yacht on the French Riviera, and did a few things that you do there. But like like name people, have better role models.
Yeah, it's like typecasting, you know? It's
Yeah.
like they predicted what you would, you know?
Exactly. वो कभी ये सोच नहीं सकते थे कि हम कितने शरीफ लौंडा निकलेगा भाई.
Oh man.
Yeah.
But no, bro, it's I get it though, you know. This is just how it is now. But this is crazy, bro. I did not know about the Harrison Ford story. Like,
yeah, he brings it
I
up
met
on
his
his
dad
own very
once.
often.
I met his dad once too, but you know, I never asked him about this.
He's a scary dude, man. He's a ex-bodybuilder, you know. He's pretty scary.
No way.
Yeah, he used to be a bodybuilder. He's a very interesting dude. He's got a farm now. Like, I would honestly be friends with him over Harrison.
Oh, dude, that's hilarious. But no, man, I remember staying at his house once too. They were really nice and accommodating,
we were there together, weren't we? That was after high school.
No, there was one day I stayed over at his place just when I remember I met him and Imran and Anirudh at Bakra.
God, yeah.
And then everyone went home, right? But I didn't like get on the bus. I was like, I was just chilling with Harrison and ended up just staying over at his place.
Nice.
And then, I remember I stayed the night there and then had breakfast there too the next day. And then we hung out the next day too.
Mm-hmm.
But, man, his family was so accommodating. Like, you know, they were really nice. Like,
was this in Wakra?
Yep. But he'd moved to Ezdan by that time.
Right. Because I've stayed at his house as well, and like it wasn't just me; it was a bunch of us. And like I saw his dad once, I saw his mom once. That's it. They left us alone the whole time. And यार हम वो high school की बात थे तो like हमारी हरकतें भी काफी हराम की होते थे. But they didn't care. Like, and I remember the one thing that struck me the most about his house is like how many books they had, and like we knew this. Like if like I started reading properly because of Harrison, because he lent me a few books and I got hooked to it. And he was like my drug dealer with books. You know, he just once I finished one, he'd give me another. तो यार बंदे काफी अच्छे थे. Like I have no complaints in meeting, you know, Harrison, but like काफी lame भी था. मतलब हमारी level के बंदे तो नहीं थे, मगर काफी अच्छे बंदे थे. वैसे आज भी जिंदा है, like आज भी है.
नहीं यार ये बात तो है. I mean, he was always a reader, you know, because I remember, man, I met him in the second grade, I want to say.
Yeah.
And और तब से यार बंदा, you know, he's been reading books, you know, since we could read, he's been reading.
Yeah.
And very curious and very like insightful guy, you know, and like you'll never hear a bad thing about him. Like जिससे भी आप उसकी बात करो ना, उसकी तारीफें सुनेंगे आप.
जी. And just to close this out on the horrible people we are to your hubby, this kid left school because of me and Karsh. Like that wonderful kid, we bullied him so much that he had to leave our school.
Man, that makes me feel fucking terrible, dude.
No, it's alright. Like, and also just to close the story out, like his kismet was so bad that Karsh literally joined him in that school near later, and he left that school to come back to where we were, and I was waiting for him there. So कभी उसकी जिंदगी में यार हमें तो वो escape नहीं करी मगर like when he did come back, that's when I think we became friends with him, because like at that point there was nobody left who was cool. So I guess we had, to like we had the pick of the litter, I guess.
हाँ bro, मतलब ये तो मैं सोचा ही नहीं यार कि उसको भी लग रहा होगा कि अब मैं कहाँ भागूं bro.
कहाँ भी
मैं जहाँ भी जाता हूँ ये प्रकट हो जाते हैं.
हाँ जी, ये कयामत तो हमारे पीछे भागता है.
यार नहीं, लेकिन I'm happy that like things, like he didn't let that hold him back in life, and he I remember I would see stories from Greece. It seemed like like I just loved the life he was living out there, and I'm glad he's able to like just do what the things he wanted to always do.
Yeah, he's a dude who's completely like wanted to escape responsibility in his life, and he's actually done it, like आजकल भी जिस तरह उसकी जिंदगी जा रहा है भाई, like he has absolutely, he's like when he's off season, he's living on a farm with his dad, and they're just chilling most of the time. He sends me pictures of like manual cars and like just weird shit that I'd love to be doing, but dude, like ये काफी गौर की बात है सही ज़माने के हिसाब से कि ये जो बंदा है यार, वो हम उसको इसलिए बुली करता था कि वो लायक ही नहीं था, right? He used to walk in a weird way, he couldn't throw a ball to save his life, wasn't very sporty, wasn't charming, wasn't any of that, right? And like he's a friend of ours, he's somebody who has a sense of humor, so I'm sure he'll take this the right way. But यार उसने मुझे ये कहा कि वो मुल्क गया था, तो वो वैसे आजकल यार हमारे जो भी बंदे थे उस ज़माने के आजकल सब रिलीजियस बन गए, तो ये बंदा भी चर्च जाता है, तो बंदे ने लाइक संडे सर्विस के लिए गया, और एक मतलब वहाँ की, अब जानते हैं जिस तरह की ये हमेशा एक मोहल्ले की ये ब्रोकर होता है जो रिश्ते लेकर आता है, तो ऐसे एक बंदे ने उसको देखा और उसको कहा कि वैसे हमारे मुल्क में ये दहेज के सिस्टम होता है, हम वैसे फॉलो नहीं करते मगर होता है, तो ये बंदे ने इसको देखकर मतलब उसकी पूरी जो सीवी है, बायोडेटा, वो सब समझकर बताया उसको कि यार आप तो 5 करोड़ की माल है, और मैंने भाई सोचा कि ये कौन सी 5 करोड़ की माल है, मेरे हिसाब से 5 रुपये की भी लायक नहीं, मगर यार ज़माना काफ़ी अजीब है. समझो कि इससे शादी करने के लिए 5 करोड़ देने पड़ते हैं भाई, ये कौन सी इंसाफ चल रहा है ये मतलब यहाँ.
Yeah, that's savage. Yeah, okay. Oh my god.
Oh, did you just think what I said, or like what the Zamara is like?
नहीं जो आपने कहा bro, 5 रुपये.
I apologize for still being his bully, but like यार एक बात तो हमने कमिटमेंट कर ली, तो हम अपने आप की भी नहीं सुनते.
Bro, हम भी आपकी तरह ही हो गए हैं कि unironically quote सिद्धू भाई,
हाँ यार आपकी भाभी के लिए like वाकई में we are not Salman Khan fans. I know we quote him, we know everything about him, we genuinely do not like him, we just ironically keep saying things.
बिल्कुल यार, मतलब हमारी कोई खास उससे रिश्तेदारी भी नहीं है, और हम उसके कोई दीवाने भी नहीं थे यार, जैसे हमारे कोई दोस्त थे जो सल्लू भाई के बारे में मतलब लेकर ना बिल्कुल पागल हो जाते थे, कि वो
दीवाने थे,
विधवाओं के साथ कैरम खेलने लगते थे.
नाइस. ओके हमें तो हमेशा लगता था कि ये बंदा यार उतना भी लायक नहीं, मगर हमारे आजकल किस्मत उसके हिसाब से चल रहा है, तो मैं भी आजकल उसकी ज़्यादा मजाक नहीं उड़ाता है कि हमारे भी वही चल रहा है.
बात सही है यार कि हम भी धीरे धीरे समझ आ रहा है, you know.
जी 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 जी. We're slowly becoming what we hated.
Oh yeah, definitely man, definitely. पर उम्मीद है यार कि सिद्धू भाई जितने दिन तो हमारे नहीं आएंगे कि नाम
हाँ यार.
just क्योंकि उसके तो वाकई मतलब बुरी वाली लग गई थी ना.
वाकई.
और बाद में तो यार कैटरीना कैफ के, you know, he's dated like the two most like beautiful women in Bollywood.
Yeah, and lost them.
हाँ bro, वाकई में.
और
And
यार मुझे मतलब कटरीना तो ठीक है यार, शी यू कैन फॉरगेट हर लाइक. कभी कभी लगता है कि यू नो उसकी फेशियल फीचर्स भी उतना अच्छा नहीं, मतलब अच्छी पर्सनालिटी है, अच्छी बंदी है, मगर यार ऐश्वर्या कुछ और है. और मैं सिर्फ आपसे इतना कहना चाहता हूँ, वैसे काफ़ी प्राइवेट बात है मगर आप तो मेरे भाई है, कि मैंने एक लिस्ट बनाया था जो ज़िंदगी मतलब इस दुनिया की सबसे खूबसूरत लड़कियों की, और नंबर 2 में आता है इन इन यू नो प्लेसिंग सेकंड इज़ ऐश्वर्या राय. तो दैट्स हाउ मच आई थिंक ऑफ हर. और वैसे पहले तो आपको पता है कौन आता है, मगर ऐश्वर्या राय इज़ समथिंग एल्स मैन.
खासकर यार हम दिल दे चुके सनम में ही ना
यार मेरे हिसाब से ना, मैं ये काफ़ी कहा हूँ और लोग ये मानते नहीं कि मैंने हमेशा कहा है कि ऐश्वर्या peaked in हम दिल दे चुके सनम. I've never seen her look better than that.
Me neither, man.
Yeah.
She was really amazing in that movie, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And even just the role she played was truly a moving performance.
यार वो फिल्म वैसे it's based on a novel, right? And it's a very artistic, very deep like storyline. और मुझे ये समझ नहीं आते कि सलमान इसमें कहाँ से आ गए.
इसलिए यार उसके वो खाली आधी फिल्म के लिए था मूवी में, उसके बाद वो चले जाता है, you know, he disappears.
सही, उसके बाद तो डिस्क्वालीफाई हो गए. मगर यार काफ़ी मतलब इट्स अ ट्रैजिक लव स्टोरी. और मतलब यार वैसे जो देवदास की एक सीन है जो आखिर है कि वो भाग कर आता है और ये तो गेट की बाहर खड़ा है. तो यार जब वो सीन शूट हो रहा था ना, तब सलमान और ऐश्वर्या की मतलब रिलेशनशिप की आखिर दिन ऐसे कुछ था कि वो उसकी लड़ाई चल रहा था और सलमान भी उस गेट के बाहर खड़ा था.
ना करें.
जी जी.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah, can you imagine losing Aishwarya Rai?
No, man, I could not, bro. Like,
Yeah.
that's just, that's real tough, man. It's hard to recover from that, you know? And you can tell he took it pretty badly, too, because,
Yeah.
I don't know, you must remember this, but there was one night where,
विवेक ओबराय.
आपको याद है उस जमाने में, न्यूज़ खास कुछ बदली तो है नहीं, पर उस वक्त खाली इस तरह की न्यूज़ होती थी. It was just Star News, Z News, ये होते थे, पता है ना आपको?
Yeah,
Just like tabloid news was the only like news media you would see.
True.
तो उस वक्त यार ये एक हादसा हुआ था जब you know, I think this guy, क्या नाम है, Salman Khan, he called Aishwarya Rai up and he was really hammered.
Yeah.
By that time she was already dating Vivek Oberoi.
Yeah.
And then he called her and he was hammered and he was just cussing her out, you know, on the phone.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
So yeah, ये भी ऐसा भी हुआ था, you know, you could tell like he just wasn't able to like
recover from that one.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah.
और उसके बाद तो बस कहानी उसके आपके सामने ही है, you know what happened there.
जी. और यार उसने ऐश्वर्या की जो फ्लैट था उस जमाने में, उसकी डोर में भी यार like he was knocking and like hitting, like trying to bring the door down for a half hour. So you can imagine what kind of mental state he was in.
Yeah, man.
He wanted her back in his life. He regretted it the moment, you know, he did everything that he did. But
definitely,
kabhi like it's very important to not make big mistakes with, you know, like at the wrong time. Like people make mistakes, मगर कभी उस वक्त पर नहीं करो जो अहम है.
बिल्कुल यार, लोग इन चीजों की अहमियत अक्सर समझते भी नहीं है, खासकर लौंडे जो हैं।
हाँ यार, सब बेवकूफ है।
ये तो है ब्रो, बिल्कुल। But yeah, man, I do think I don't think he's ever been like truly happy since then. Maybe for a while when he was with Katrina,
Yeah.
he like rebounded because you could tell he was like doing well and stuff, but but not, even फिर बाद में वो भी खत्म हो गया किस्सा,
जी जी। और यार ये भी बात है कि मतलब जो was I trying to say कि ये जो उल्लू होता है ना, मैं हमेशा आपकी भाभी से कहता हूँ कि मैं वो उल्लू नहीं हूँ, but I kind of lost my train of thought a little bit there. कटरीना, ऐश्वर्या, सलमान, हाँ उल्लू ऐश्वर्या और अभिषेक। तो मुझे हमेशा लगता था कि यार ये बड़ी खूबसूरत लड़कियां हमेशा उल्लू के साथ ही, मतलब उसकी किस्मत में ऐसे बदसूरत इंसान हमेशा लिखता होते हैं। और मैं सिर्फ like I don't know why you see so many gorgeous women with like men who are like, we had this discussion in the last episode कि they're always with 4s, 5s, whatever. I don't believe in objectifying people, again it's just easier and faster, but like I've always told you भाभी कि like मैं उस पर मुझे समझ नहीं आते और मैं यकीन नहीं करता कि like I've told you भाभी कि जो आपकी नॉर्मल हिसाब से होना है, जो मिलना है, वो एक अभिषेक जैसे उल्लू है क्योंकि आप उतने खूबसूरत हैं, मगर आपकी किस्मत तो मैं वो तो नहीं, उल्लू तो हम नहीं भाई।
मैं उन्हें किस्मत अच्छी है भाभी की वजह से, क्योंकि despite like you putting her above Aishwarya, she's gotten someone who's like way above Abhishek.
Oh, that's very low praise, but thank you.
नहीं यार,
समझ आते हैं यार, बड़ी मेहरबानी आपकी। मगर यार ये अभिषेक कितने बेवकूफ है भाई, मुझे हर फिल्म में उसको देखकर मतलब नाराज होता है कि इतना like he can't even act.
He really can't, bro. Like that's the thing with Bollywood, is because of nepotism. Mm-hmm. There's so many people who are actors, but they really shouldn't be actors,
जी, जैसे सलमान.
But usually, like kids of really famous good actors, जैसे यार फरदीन खान ब्रो,
यार फरदीन खान और उसकी अब्बू की यार बड़ी अजीब, मतलब यार एक तो बात ये है कि फरदीन खान ने जितने ये नालायक फिल्म की है वो सब ठीक है, मुझे कोई मसला नहीं उससे, जो ये अजय देवगन वाले गोलमाल वाले उस टाइप की फिल्म होते हैं वो सब ठीक है, मगर बाकी सब यार खराब है।
वाकई यार कोई फिल्में तो बहुत ही लड्डाप ब्रो, टोटल लड्डाप।
हाँ यार मतलब ये फरदीन खान, वैसे एक ज़माने में मुझे पता नहीं कि यार ऐश्वर्या की ये जो बंदा है ना, क्या नाम है, ताल वाला अक्षय खन्ना, उसकी साथ इतने फिल्म क्यों है भाई, मतलब ये कौन सी पैर है, ये बंदा तो वैसे बॉल्डिंग है, उसकी पर्सनालिटी भी उतना अच्छे नहीं, दिखने में भी उतना खूबसूरत नहीं, ये बंदा क्यों हमेशा ऐश्वर्या के साथ है भाई, मुझे समझ नहीं आता कि अच्छे एक्टर है सही है मगर वो लेवल की नहीं है भाई।
यार ये मैंने कभी सोचा नहीं, पर हाँ ये जोड़ी अक्सर दिखती थी बॉलीवुड में, पता है कि अक्षय खन्ना और ऐश्वर्या राय की।
हाँ यार
अक्षय खन्ना यार थोड़ा कार्टून था ब्रो, that's why वो यार तभी ज्यादा चला है when he was like in a comedy film, क्योंकि यार वहाँ उसका यार थोड़ा बोलने का अंदाज भी थोड़ा was quite funny and
हाँ like यार ये हे बेबी वाला तो ठीक है कि अक्षय कुमार की और रितेश देशमुख के साथ वो ठीक है कि वो
हाँ यार, और हलचल में यार अरशद वारसी के साथ वहाँ भी ठीक है यार।
हाँ ये सिर्फ अरशद वारसी है मगर उसने ऐश्वर्या के साथ काफी फिल्म की है, वो लेवल की है बंदा, कॉमेडी एक्टर है
वो यार, मतलब imagine like Johnny Liver being with
हाँ जी
with Aishwarya Rai.
हाँ मतलब चलेंगे मगर सही नहीं.
Bro, लेकिन जॉनी यार बंदा, he was something, you know.
He was यार. वालिदा उसकी बड़ी फैन है. मुझे पता नहीं क्यों मगर यार बंदे तो काफी talented है. He's the perfect example for slapstick humor that you mentioned the last time. Perfect.
I loved him in Bacha especially, man. He was so good, you know. Like, but then that's the thing. Those are the only roles he'd ever done. Like, he would never be in like a lead actor role, you know.
Yeah, just comic relief.
But he's just known as like a comedy actor. Like Paresh Rawal was the same, you know. Like,
but Paresh Rawal is a very good actor, dude. Like, we don't take them seriously because of the roles they do.
Yeah, but Paresh Rawal is really good, man. Like in Hera Fairy, he, like, you can't even, you would think it's an actual like Maharashtrian guy in that role, you know?
Yeah, okay, say yeah. I hate people from Maharashtra because of that portrayal. Because it's so spot on. They're all like that.
Oh, dude. He does it so well, like Babu Rao Apte, you know?
Yeah, say. Perfect.
But then he's also played like a Punjabi dad and done that role really well too, you know? Like he's played in Oy Lucky, he was like a Sardar as well.
Yeah, say. He's pretty versatile.
Yeah, he is, man. He definitely is. And he used to play like a villain's role in older movies, you know? एक ज़माना था, you might have seen some movies जब वो पूरा टकला होके आता है, you know?
हाँ, सही यार. और यार एक ज़माना था जब हर लव स्टोरी में बंदी की बाप तो अमरीश पुरी थी और बंदे के बाप अनुपम खेर. और मुझे पता नहीं क्यों हमेशा ऐसे कि मतलब बंदे का फैमिली का कोई मसला नहीं और बंदी की बाप तो आपको मार डालूंगा. मुझे आजकल लगता है मेरे यही मतलब नसीब है, मगर पता नहीं भाई.
Wait, Amrish Puri तो bro, when he got angry, it was so scary, man. Like in the movie.
बंदे का काफी इश्यूज था यार, वो सिर्फ एक्टिंग नहीं कर रहा था.
बिल्कुल कोई इश्यूज थे यार उसके तो, क्योंकि you know, man, if you saw him in Bacha in that role where he's like the evil industrialist.
Yeah.
Yeah, एक ज़माना था ये भी, it's like an interesting topic of discussion of how media and pop culture is linked to like wider society.
Yeah.
तो इस पे यार अरुंधति रॉय ने काफी कुछ लिखा है, काफी बातें भी की हैं कि you know, often like you know, movies, they reflect some of the values of the society of the time.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
तो अगर आप पुरानी हिंदी फिल्में देखेंगे, so there was always like a theme of like, you know, the heroes are like the downtrodden and like the poor people, the laborers, and then heroes are like, the villains are like the evil industrialists, you know?
Yeah.
Because उस ज़माने में, especially being after Nehru, you know, under Nehruvian rule, like India was very much, like it was very influenced by like socialism and even communism in many cases, like in the case of like Kerala and Bengal, you know.
Yeah.
But this idea of like, you know, like really helping the lowest of society, like that was very like powerful in India, being influenced more by the Soviets, you know.
Yeah.
And you see that reflected in the movies of the time too. All the way up to Bacha, you know, all the way up to the 90s when India just started to change and become like you know, capitalist economy, and really change in terms of its, you know, economic policies.
Yeah.
And you see that in Bacha as well, where like the bad guy is like this, you know, evil industrialist Amrish Puri from in Goa, and the woman he wants to kill is like someone who's, you know, trying to make society more equal, and like and help people who are like, you know, on the other side of the status quo.
True.
And yeah, man, and that role, Amrish Puri just nails that evil like corporate villain role so well.
He does.
And when he threatens to kill the kids and stuff like that, you know, like,
Yeah.
you can tell the guy was just not right in the head.
Yeah, dude. Like, he would do it, no questions asked. He would do it for shits and giggles.
You know, he reminded me of Gus from Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, true.
the cartel villain.
Yeah, dude. No, that's a very good parallel. But to go back to what you're saying, yeah. In the 8th grade, our English teacher like asked us this, right? And I didn't understand completely the point of discussion, but like it's exactly what you're saying now, and it's pretty famous. But it's a very like intellectual question as to whether life imitates art or if art imitates life. You know, it's pretty hard to say.
Mm-hmm.
But it's true, like films do depict, you know, societal norms and dreams and aspirations. But is it that way? Is it depicting it, or is like life like just drawing parallels to the films that exist? Because we've seen many walk out of a theater with a newfound, you know, mindset. So it's hard to tell. Like काफी सलमान की दीवाने खुद को सलमान मतलब समझते हैं. And that is a good example of the other side of this.
ये तो है यार, बिल्कुल बिल्कुल. You know, it's a chicken or egg type of situation. You don't know which one comes first, you know?
Exactly. And it makes no, like, I think you can say that, you know, arts and life are codependent and it doesn't matter. But
I think that's probably most likely is there's a feedback loop between the two where they influence the other, but at the same time they're influenced by the other, you know?
True. And मुझे ये भी नहीं पता यार कि जिंदगी की जो भी बड़े सवाल है ये दोनों बंदों को यार सबकी जवाब आते हैं मगर खुद उसकी जिंदगी में कुछ नहीं होता है. Like how we become those dudes.
बिल्कुल यार, ऐसा ही है.
हाँ, मतलब फिलोसॉफिकली हम तो परफेक्ट है भाई. हमारे पास ऑन पेपर सबकी जवाब है.
बस यार ऐसा ही है. You know, हम फलसफे में ही खुश हैं.
ओ भाई ब्यूटीफुल. फलसफा तो हमारे जिंदगी की मकसद है सिर्फ और सिर्फ.
हाँ यार
वैसे यार हाफिज साहब के एक शेर है कि ये फलसफा जियोग्राफिया साइंस जियोग्राफी सब जानना भी अहम है मगर उसकी घर का पता जानते हो. And it's very true for us. Like जो चीज़ हमें पता होना था वो तो पता नहीं मगर बाकी सब पता है.
ऐसा ही है. और जैसा कि आपने पहले कहा था कि you know when we make art or when we make something that's like creative in some way, for us the goal is just it's an outlet for us, you know, just for us to put a way for us to put our thoughts on paper and like make something out of this, you know, these thoughts that we have.
Yeah.
And so we don't really care about whether it's like gonna be popular or, you know, whether it'll like resonate with the public. Like usually the stuff that I make, like it's just in like my books, you know.
Yeah.
So it's not even for public consumption.
Yeah.
But I just do it in a way that like that makes you happy the most, you know.
True. Yeah. Also, what you write is something that deserves, you know, like artistic appreciation. But I'll say this, man, ki whenever I put stuff out there, right, I generally do not want feedback unless you are a contemporary. You know what I mean? Like, if you would tell me something, I'll take it. That's fine. But and that's quite helpful. But whenever people have something to say, I don't like it. Like even when I post things publicly, वैसे भी काफी anonymous होते हैं, कोई personal details नहीं होते. फिर भी like I don't want people to look at my work critically unless you're somebody who has produced something that is of that caliber. And and I don't know why. Like, it's not that I have a problem with criticism. I just don't like you said, we just want to express the thoughts within us. And basically, poetry, all of this, it comes from pain. So we're just finding an outlet for, like, no poet is happy. मैं हमेशा कहता हूँ कि सिर्फ दो तरह की बंदे होते हैं ज़िंदगी में, जिसको जॉन एलिया समझ आता है और जिसको नहीं समझ आता है. So, like, it's just an expression, but at the same time, like, I don't, even when I put it out there, like, I'm not looking for praise, but I'm also not looking for critical acclaim or critical feedback. Like, I don't want it. What I'm really looking for is like an archive of sorts for what I had to say, and that's enough for me. Like, I want, कि कल आप मेरे बारे में सोच रहे तो आपके पास तो कुछ है कि मुझे याद करना है. It's just मेरी जिक्र की बात है सिर्फ.
No, man, I honestly love that, and that's why, like, that's the part of being on Instagram that I miss, is that I could go on your page anytime and read these, like, poems that you had for specific moments in time.
Right.
Like, the one that I need to save is, like, the one on Freaky Friday.
Oh, and, yeah. Dude, that was a year ago.
Like, that was a year ago, man. That's insane, dude. Like, I can't believe how quickly that year went by.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Mostly because I love that you have that archive with you. Like this. It's a record of like what state of mind you were in at different moments in your life, and something you can look back on and reflect on as well.
Yeah.
And that's why I think the aesthetic is so important, dude. Because like I was gonna say that when you mentioned, why you have like a photo that goes with each poem.
Yeah.
Because, man, that wallpaper, that image is really what ties it all together.
Yeah.
And really makes it like a unifying theme, like the one on, like when you have poems about Paris, right?
Yeah.
And about sipping a cup of coffee at a cafe in Paris and like just chilling by the streets. It just makes it much more concrete if you have like an image of Paris to go with the poem,
Exactly. Those are exactly my thoughts. But यार आपको समझ आते हुए होंगे मगर लोग को समझ नहीं आते भाई. But do you know this? Like, I've always been, just as able to write. Yeah, like I didn't start writing. You've known me for 23 years. But I didn't start writing until very recently, right? And it's not like मुझे कुछ नए अल्फाज मेरे पास आए ऐसे कुछ नहीं. ऐसे कुछ ये भी नहीं कि कुछ नया एहसास होता है कि नए गम मिले. ये सब नहीं. ये बात नहीं है. The reason I started writing, right, is on the 22nd of July 2022, I was in an airport lounge. And I wrote to your bhabhi, and I wrote to her for the first time, and I asked her to marry me, right? Now, when I was writing that, like, she lived far away, like, I'd known her, we'd known each other, but, like, it was hard to meet her, कि वो कोई और मुल्क में रहता था. तो मुझे पता नहीं यार कि उस वक्त मुझे पता था कि I had known her for a long time, I've known her for 8 years now, but I wanted to tell her on that day कि ये मेरी नीयत है कि आप मुझसे शादी कर लो. तो when I was writing that, I wrote in that कि I'm not good enough of a writer to win you over with this message, right? और उसकी बाद यार मुझे ये लगा कि why am I not good enough of a writer to win her over, right? Because एक तो बात ये कि काफ़ी लड़कियां तो नलायक और बगैरत होता है, उसको ना शायरी ना एहसास समझ आता है, मगर आपकी भाभी तो खुद शायर है और उसको एहसास काफ़ी खूब तरीके से वो समझता है. So I felt, why, like all of us, if you look at like Harrison or any of the people he talked about, we are quite literally like well read, and we do write pretty well as well. So I could have written at any point. Like I remember when we used to have to write, like whatever I read would, do well. Like you remember we took the SATs together, the essay I scored well on. The test that we had, I did well on, but I never wrote like on my own until I met your hubby, and that's like the same feeling I have now. Like even though now I write, I still write to winner over her than the but I kind of feel like that kind of got me going. And the first poem I wrote was like 4 lines, and it took me 2 hours, and it wasn't all that good. But yeah, वो process कभी कभी like वक्त के साथ तो अच्छे होते हैं, but like that's what really drove me. Like I didn't like the excuse I gave myself. Like, what kind of jahil are you? What do you mean you can't write to win a woman over? What is the point of art? And there's a line that I like, which is from Dead Poet Society. I'm sure you remember it. It's the monologue by Robin Williams where he says, the essence of poetry and the essence of literature is to woo women, and in that pursuit, laziness will not do, right? So it's one of my favorite scenes, and Dead Poet Society is also what my page is called. So I don't know, it's a weird story. I don't really have a point to it, but like I constantly keep telling your hubby like I'm trying to woo you, and that's again a reference to Dead Poet Society. But anyway, I write to woo one woman.
Man, honestly, that's powerful, and I think I love that. That's how your page started, with like that picture of Robin Williams, with the kids. With the chair, the upside. No, how do you say it? Like the chair flipped over,
Yeah.
And yeah, man, I think it's true. Like the point of this art is like to really, serenade a woman. That's like when you had that. It really just it's a theme that is recurring as well, and I think ties all of our poetry together.
Yeah,
is. Like the image of the guy with the boombox, outside her house.
Dude, say anything. I love it. Yeah, dude, I love it. I love that scene.
And like Chad in Freaky Friday.
Like, dude, you're referencing all my heroes when it comes to romance.
Dude, that's what I think, man. The aesthetic is so important, and like the way your creative process is like truly a creator's process, because it has like all of those elements that make it a work of art. Without all of those elements, or any one of those elements, it's just not. It doesn't tell the story like it needs to be told. And like the one on Freaky Friday, it's like looking back on this movie and like the memories associated with the movie, but. It's that one picture that really gives it concrete form, where they're in the hallway together, like, Lindsay and Chad.
Yeah.
And, man, that scene is just, it hits different. When you see the poem with that image, it's honestly something else, man.
No, that is honestly, dude, it's high praise, but we're also at the album arc. We started from Malcolm, we're at Dead Poet Society. What do you think we should call this one? Life and Art.
Let's see. Oh, Malcolm, Memories, and Mushaira.
Yeah, the three title ones, dude, up to Shahanshah hai uski. But it's beautiful. So this has been Pointless Stories with Karshan FS, episode 20. Malcolm, what was the second one?
Memories
and Mushaira, yeah?
Yeah. That's it.
We'll see you in the next one.